Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Real on the Real as we talk about what's going on in reality TV. My name is IJ,
You see?
And I'm Dior.
and real quick, please make sure that you like, you comment, and you follow. So today we're going to talk about Married to Medicine season 8, episode 2. And I know it was not an exciting episode to watch, but there were some little themes in there that did catch our attention, and we were going to talk about those really quick. Of course, the most important of all is Jackie and
Simone.
Simone not being able to talk their problems or issues
I'm
out.
over it. I'm over it. I could care less whether they become friends or not. I just want us to move on.
Move on. I agree.
I
Let's
get it's
go.
a 20-year friendship, but come on. I just
If they move on, there won't be anything else to talk about.
Yeah, they certainly won't. There will be
So
nothing to talk
let's just
about. So we
milk it
got
out
to
a little
stretch
bit.
this out
Yes.
a little bit longer.
hmm What I thought was interesting, drunk A, Toya.
Toya, yeah.
I love her. I love her. She's
Sometimes she
hilarious.
gets on my nerves, and sometimes I like her. It's a back and forth with me with
Mhm.
her.
She was drunk as anything and went over to the guys and was like, I can't stand your wife and I can't stand your wife. They just need to go ahead and talk and da da da. And the men were like probably caught off guard. They're used to hearing the women over there talking,
Right.
but not coming to them with their issues.
yeah.
So thank goodness her husband knew enough. It's time for you to, and he's always so like
Calm.
understanding and
He's
calm.
like Big Daddy, Damon. He's like Damon.
I thought you were going to talk about my big daddy.
No.
No,
No.
like take your ass home.
He is the voice of reason in their
Yeah,
relationship, just like
yeah.
Damon, Dr. Damon is.
Like I don't understand that. Like she just flies off, and he's just like, I guess he figures he sees things in the ER, sees surgeries, and he just realizes that what she's doing is just in the realm of things. It's not that big enough
Right.
to go
Hmm.
off on. So
Hmm.
I thought that was interesting. And then once she goes off, then Simone tries to vocalize how she feels. I don't blame her. I would have felt hurt too. How do you compare my friendship with Dummy? What's her name again? Ooh, I can't even stand her
Heavenly.
name.
Heavenly.
Heavenly. It should be hellishness.
Yeah.
That should be her name, not Heavenly. Like,
Right.
how do you compare? That's like me saying to Uchenna, some other person that Uchenna just met 2 years ago. All of a sudden, she's besties with her, and then she ignores me, and they have
That's my sister now. Yeah, it's
yeah,
ridiculous. Yeah.
that's ridiculous. I
Yeah.
know. And then Jackie, what does Jackie say? Well, you didn't stand up for me with Beverly. With what was it? Was her name
Who even
Beverly?
knows?
Whatever
Yeah.
her name was. I was just like,
That is no comparison at all.
none at all.
And you were in the wrong. Like,
But
come
why
on.
did Simone say that?
Because she couldn't have. She should have, but she couldn't have because that would have been like and caused even a bigger issue. Because Jackie is convinced that she's not in the wrong, even though she completely was.
She was. And I just felt like that whole entire thing was. But when Simone got up and left because it was getting loud, my son happened to be watching it with me. And he was just like looking at me. He's like, is that all they're going to do all day? He goes, he got up and left. And
Hmm.
I was just like, but when she left that scene, I thought, thank goodness, maybe Simone's growing up.
Right. But then she came back.
But she came back calm, Uchenna. She
Yeah, she
came
came.
back.
She did. She came back home. But I thought it was also nice that that new girl got up right away and went over and hugged her and tried to console her and
Yeah,
tried
that
to
was
make try
fun.
to. And Jackie didn't. Well, of course, Jackie's not going to get up. But the military. What's the military's name?
Con- Condo-
Cassandra. What was that?
I was gonna say condola, but I don't think that's it. Oh, condola is on
Contessa?
Insecure.
Contessa.
Yes.
You said Condola.
That's from
Dear, I'm
something
shutting you
else.
off.
What is that from?
Insecure.
Yeah. That's what it's from.
Contessa.
So Contessa didn't get up.
Okay.
Contessa didn't get up and go and try to help her. So that was
No.
nice that the new
What
girl
did that
didn't
tell
try
you
to help
guys?
her.
What did that tell you guys? They're all Team Jackie.
They are. And that's what Simone said. Simone said it was 3-1. How do you think I feel?
Right.
You know?
Team
And
Jackie.
I don't know why they're all so Team Jackie. Oh, it's frustrating.
I know. And but the smart thing that girl did, the new girl, she picked sides, showed up, and said, "I will be your ally."
Right. Yeah.
Smart thing to do.
Yeah. Smart thing to do.
Mhm.
Right.
It's either, I mean, the two biggest personalities on that show, Simone and Jackie.
Right.
And Jackie sat there like this.
I know.
I was just like, I was so mad.
Yeah. And so what I didn't understand is why, well, you can't understand Heavenly, but why did Heavenly get so mad so quickly?
Oh, she got mad because of what with what Simone was saying. First of all, she was mad that how dare Simone say that her friendship is more important than hers with whatever Jackie is. But she got mad because, and I don't blame her. If my husband, if Uchenna's husband got on social media and was talking about me, I would get on social media and talk about Uchenna's husband back at her. So
yeah, but she did go for the jugular, which
you shouldn't come.
I know. I would go for the jugular too.
Especially not her. You know, Heavenly has a sharp tongue.
Right.
He knew better than to do that. And
but then you can't be mad at Simone for being mad at Heavenly.
No, you can't, but you can be mad at your husband for starting shit that he shouldn't have started too.
Right,
and you could tell your husband, you need to apologize to her. And she needs to apologize to you. That's what she should have done instead of just getting.
But Heavenly then just took it way. Then she started saying really mean things like calling her dirty. You know, Heavenly just can't control herself. Just cannot control herself.
She can't control her mouth. She can't. And Jackie wants to be friends with somebody like that. So unprofessional.
Right.
Come on now. The old Jackie would have never, ever had her as a friend. But this new Jackie that's thirsty as hell, that got to pay for that house.
And that new office building that she bought, that she opened, that new practice. Yeah, she's thirsty. She wants that popularity.
Now, what do we think about Contessa and her husband going into practice together?
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yeah, that's why.
I couldn't make out what was happening. Okay.
Yeah, they're going into practice together. And she went and got her license, which is, she finished her schooling and got her license for addiction.
Oh.
That's major money.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Wow. To be an addiction physician? Yeah. Because if you open up your practice for addiction, that means everybody that's coming through there are going to get class 2, schedule 2 drugs and so forth and up. And there's a lot of money to be made in that. Yeah. So I thought that was a smart move on their part. I don't know where the location of the office looks like. It looked kind of like in a neighborhood, was it?
I didn't see the outside of it. I just saw the inside.
I think that's going to be hard. I think having a business with your significant other,
especially when they already seem to have problems, because they said that their problem is communication. He doesn't want to go to counseling. You definitely probably need to go to counseling if you're going to be in business with your partner. As a physician, that takes a lot of your time. With small kids at home, you definitely need to be going to counseling like twice a week.
So who's going to be there? So I guess they're going to be leaving their kids with their nanny, with his relatives that came into town to watch
his niece and her partner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
especially if you're opening up a new practice, they're not going to see their kids.
Especially during, This should be interesting. as we know, we're families being in business together is hard
It's very
because you
hard.
can get away with stuff that you normally wouldn't with a stranger. So
Yeah.
this would be interesting. I would,
And it
yeah.
started during COVID, like, like during a pandemic. So that's
Hmm.
just,
So, how do you guys think about how Simone is dressing? I think it's really cute, but I think it's a little young. She's in her 50s, right?
No, isn't she, how old is she? I
She is
thought she
definitely
was
in her 50s.
Simone.
Yeah.
Let me look that up, please.
I mean, I think it's really cute, but she's wearing booty shorts all the time.
But she has to. Remember, she has a flat butt. Now it looks like she has a butt because of her booty shorts. Somebody must have told her that.
did you find her age?
I'm looking, how old is Dr. Simone? She was born in 1967.
Yeah, she's like
50
50,
something.
53.
Yeah.
Yeah, 53.
54.
No, 54, yeah.
She looks great though.
She does look good, but I mean, come on. She needs to be wearing longer shorts. She does.
Yeah, yeah. Her top was cute. We did say that. So let me ask you this. How did you guys feel about her not inviting Jackie to her son's graduation? And Jackie's the one that birthed her son. She's the first one that touched him when he came out of the womb.
Um,
That was sad to me.
that
She
was sad.
forgot. She said she forgot. If you forgot, then why don't you just turn on and do it really quick?
She doesn't want to.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that I think she wanted to hurt Jackie, right?
Or maybe it just shows like how kind of insignificant she is at the moment. Like she just literally didn't think about it, and she's not part of her life like that anymore. It's sad, but
Yeah. And talking about Jackie, they tried to do that little sensual mode when the husband was cooking. I was like,
it was giving me like
creep vibes.
Heavenly and Dr. Dane. Like it just wasn't believable to me.
He was like, I was like,
I wanted to find out what type of air fryer that was because I'm thinking about getting one. I was trying to find the name.
Mom has an air fryer. When you go down to mom's, use her air fryer and see
I
if you
should
like
use
it.
because people have been telling me that air fryers are good.
Yeah. Yeah. When I'm there, I think I'm gonna try to cook some sweet potatoes in there and some chicken in the air fryer and see how it turns out.
Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna try to cook some chicken in there.
Yeah, look for some recipes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So while we're talking about that, let's talk about LaToya's home. And LaToya and her kids, and pulling her kids out of the school and putting them in a different private school, $25,000 a year for each kid. I was like,
did she say why she's doing that?
yeah, because there wasn't enough Black kids in the other school.
Oh, and there's more. Okay.
Yeah, and the other school didn't talk about Black Lives Matter.
Oh, okay.
And she said they didn't need to because there wasn't enough kids to talk about Black Lives Matter. So this new school,
an excuse though, because it's still something that's going on, in the nation. So it should be talked about whether you had 0 Black kids in your school or you had 1,000. So that's not an excuse for school.
Right. I totally agree. But she took them out of the school for that reason. And it's going to cost them $25,000 a year per kid. Right. So, she told the kids it better be worth it. And then the one kid was like, she goes, I'm going to I'm not buying things I want to buy, like my Gucci purse. And, he's like, you already have one. You don't need another one. But yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting.
We met a new character, a new cast member. I forgot her name. Annalise, something that starts with an A. What was her name?
I can't pronounce. She's Indian.
Yeah. She's a blogger, right?
Yeah, she's a blogger. She
What
used
now?
to.
What type of practice? Let me look up her name. What type of practice does her husband do?
He's an eye surgeon, plastic
Oh,
surgeon.
Yeah.
So he does plastic surgery around the eyes. So he's very he has a niche or a niche, however you want to say it.
Yes, yeah.
So I guess when my eyes start drooping, I can go and have him cut off a layer of skin up here and sew it back together.
And he was, I think she said, was he, I know Heavenly's practice was closed for a couple of months. Was his also closed? Maybe it was just slow.
Yes, his was very slow or closed because they were talking about
Anila, Anila.
Anila. Okay. Anila.
Anila.
I'm gonna say Anila until we hear it again.
But yeah, she was saying how they needed to make
up. That's a bad time for them to be building their house. But then I was still, she didn't really explain why. I mean, I understand that his business was slow. So I guess that means that they were having trouble affording it. I don't know what it was. But
a business being slow for 2 months should not impact you building a house of that grandeur. If you
that's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, well, what was the issue?
Because if that's the case, you live in paycheck to paycheck, you might want to rethink
that house. Building that house.
Yeah.
Right. I think she was just saying it to have something to say because they don't have any storyline right now. Other than they have some cute, adorable kids. That's about it.
I didn't.
Why does she have a nanny?
Because she's a blogger. She's very busy, IJ. Come on, she has to take pictures.
Was the blogger taking her pictures? I mean, the nanny taking her pictures?
Was she?
I think so.
Because I was like, you have 2 kids. Why do you need a nanny cooking? And they were eating chicken nuggets. I was like, why is your nanny feeding your kids chicken nuggets? I was like, wow, okay. But you can tell that the kids interact good with their dad because you saw them interact. And it wasn't one of those, fake. The kids seemed really excited to see the dad.
Right, right. Mm-hmm.
Are we? Oh, really quick. Then I don't have anything else to say about this episode. Did you see when Heavenly was going all bat crazy, and then her husband, Big Daddy, came up to her and said, "That's enough," and she instantly stopped. Did you see that?
Yeah, and they were talking so close to each other. All I could think of was their breaths must stink. Because they're drinking alcohol, you're you got that
and eating crabs.
Yeah.
But he walked up to her and he said, "Settle down." He probably said in real life, "Settle down, bitch, you're acting too much." Because she turned it off just like that. And that told you she wasn't really feeling it, the argument.
She wasn't that mad.
No, when you can turn it off like that, come on now.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I was like,
acting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Contessa was showing how when they did Contessa's back reel about it, every incident has to do with Heavenly and her damn mouth.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, "She's Heavenly, you have an issue. That's why I don't like you."
I know.
Not that she cares.
Sometimes you wonder how these people can have any fans. Like, what type of fans like this person?
Why would you go to her to be your dentist?
Yeah. That's what I was just thinking. I would not. I could not. But Funky Dineva was going to her to get his oral situation taken care of. Funky Dineva.
Oh, I never heard of him before.
He's like a blog, like a gossip blogger.
Okay.
The one Christian singer goes to her.
Who?
That one Christian singer, wasn't she counseling her? Christian wife. Her husband has a show.
Oh, the tankard.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can't remember what the woman's name is, but yeah, they had a show on Bravo, I think, or we or something. But yeah, I couldn't go to her.
No. I can't think of anything else
Yeah, I
worth
think that's
talking.
it. Hopefully, as the season progresses, we get more interesting storyline, more drama, something.
Yes. Otherwise, we'll be having to tune on to something else.
But I have to go to Southern Charm to find out who A-Rod was messing around on J-Lo on to see who got
what?
What?
Yeah, they broke off their engagement.
I heard that, but I didn't know that it was released. Why?
Well, so part of the reason was so this girl on one of the casts on Southern Charm was hinting that a former baseball all-star was, in her Instagram, DM, well, not DM, but just like conversing with her, and she had a phone call conversation, and then one of her friends leaked that it was A-Rod, and that A-Rod had called her, but it was just an innocent phone call, nothing salacious happened, and J-Lo had said that this was the last straw, so I guess he had done some other stuff, and that was it for her. And so she broke off the engagement.
Interesting, isn't it? How no matter how popular or beautiful you think you are,
yeah, my son was like, he didn't understand how A-Rod could do that. He was like, what is wrong with that guy?
I think it's just
J-Lo would ask, say what?
No, I was saying that I think it's sad that celebrities have to go, through that in front of everyone.
Yeah. He was like,
well, they get their money in front of us.
Say what?
They get their money in front of us. So she's always popping her booty and now she's doing, but I think when men cheat like that from powerful women like that, it's because they might feel a sense of loss of power and need to show out their power, or maybe her sex wasn't that great.
I mean, I doubt that. I think he's always been someone who couldn't stay faithful, but maybe J-Lo was so popular, so in the limelight, maybe he couldn't take it. I mean, who knows? But then Dan was like, he's super famous too. A-Rod is super famous also.
Maybe it was just getting boring and he needed some excitement.
Well, and then women are just throwing themselves at you, and so, I mean, I'm sure it takes a lot of willpower to just, ignore that constantly.
Yeah. But he went into her DMs, right? So she wasn't throwing herself at him. He went to her DMs.
He was like,
he called her. And how did he think he was going to keep that quiet?
I know.
You know what was kept quiet? We still don't know who Becky with the good hair is. I would like to know who Becky with the good hair is. We don't.
Maybe it was whole publicity too. Maybe that wasn't true, because that sold a whole bunch of Lemonade records.
Wasn't it supposedly Rachel Roy? Or was it?
Oh, something like that.
Who's Rachel Roy?
Like a clothing
designer. But she was dating Damon Dash or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, but Damon Dash
is really pretty.
Like,
Let me look up Rachel Roy.
I don't think she's designing anymore. But at like the early 2000s,
I think her stuff would be on like TJ Maxx
or something like that. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Oh, she looks like a regular person.
Now she does?
I looked the images of her. She looks like she's pretty, but she looks older.
Well, she's older now.
That was just, Oh, here it says, Rachel Roy officially denies that she's Becky in Beyonce's Lemonade.
Yeah, she denied it.
That was on Cosmopolitan. That was on L.
Mm. Well, all right, ladies.
Yes, before we digress.
Enough gossip.
All right. Well, take it away, Dior.
Please don't forget to hit our notification bell to get our new posts, and like, comment, and subscribe below.
Have a good night, ladies, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.